Hi guys, welcome to Living Nature with Lindsay. So this episode is pretty much about journaling and field guides. And we're going to start with the field guides first. So basically anything published by Lone Pine is a great field guide, just to start. And this is what I pretty much used for my work. They have ones on plants and animals. And if you go inside, they have just little pictures with a few ID characteristics. So really simple to use. They also have them on edible plants of the Rockies. And the important thing to remember about the field guides though, mostly the plants, is that you get the right book for your region. So this one says Northern BC. They can be used across Canada and even the US, but again, just pay attention to what your region is. And that goes really for any veg book. I got these books at a used bookstore, and that's the best place to get books because they're cheaper. Otherwise, you can order them online. The other place you can go would just be your local bookstore. They will have field guides for sure. So I got a geology one there. And another great place to go would just be your local nature center or parks center. That's where I got this little guy, a beautiful pamphlet. It's got butterflies, eagles, and yeah, all kinds of birds. So another great resource. And the other thing you can do is if you're into birds, so the bird books, Sibley, those are a great resource if you're into birding, and that's what I used for work. Apps are also another great resource, and you can get them for free too. So I used one called Audubon, and I really like that one because it had a great database with lots of pictures for the birds and then the different songs for the birds. I also used one called Planet, that was for plants, but you had to make sure that they were in flower. But I think I remember being pretty helpful for more inner city plants or like horticultural plants. So you can try that one too. And there's a few ideas that you can use for field guides. We're going to go to the journals next. So the reason why I want to incorporate a journaling component going forward is basically from the idea, there was this education guru and his name was John Dewey. He said that we don't just learn from experiences, but we learn by reflecting on our experiences. And that's kind of the idea with the journals, is it's going to be a place where you can write out your reflections. So that could be a part of the mindful component. And it's also just a great place to record what you learned, what you were observing, so that you remember it going forward. And for the kids, it's a great place for them to show their learning through drawing or writing. So I have a few samples here. You can just go to the dollar store and get a cheap book if you want to give it a try. If you want to get something a little more sturdy, there's Moleskine. This one is Dingbats, and yeah, great paper, a little more resilient. If you're maybe into drawing a lot more and writing too, this should work as well. So just a sketchbook. I have a couple sketchbooks here. And these little guys are great because this is Write in the Rain. And the reason why Write in the Rain is pretty cool is because it's waterproof. So you can write in there or draw and you won't lose your work. We use these all through my undergrad for field schools, and we use them a lot in work, doing field work as well. Why would you want to use it? Well, maybe you were really into backcountry camping and you want to journal your experience. They come in different sizes, so this is just a little quill notebook, but they come in different sizes and you can order them online. And so now you have a few tools that you can use when you go on your walk to hopefully make them more interesting and add more depth. So thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions or know any other great resources, I'd really love to hear about it. So thank you.
Thank you for joining me on Living Nature with Lindsay. Just a reminder that you can subscribe to my channel for future videos, you can share, you can like, and you can comment on your experience. You can also follow me on Instagram.